There we go. Now we're live. There. Okay. Now what's going on? Okay, now we're good. We got it. Just wait till people come on. Okay, now we're good. We got it. Hey, who's on? Oh, no, I am. That's who's on. Cat friendly. Hey, who's on there, buddy? Somebody came on. And then they left. I wonder if anybody's going to figure it out that I'm on early today. Probably share this around while people are on. I can do this. Hello, everybody. 3 playbacks, nobody. Okay. if I'm going to actually get anybody. Hey, who's here? Who's in the live? Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Yes, I'm early. I'm trying to get up to 5 concurrent viewers so we can start finishing off our rating percentage of the people of the teams. Oh wait, what are we doing? Number 1 centers. That's right. Not make the playoffs. I gotta change that. I sent it out to Toronto about making the playoffs. We already did that. About rating the number 1 centers is what I wanted to do. I should edit that. I should find that in Leafs Nation there. Leafs Nation. I gotta edit that. Edit. Number 1 centers. That's what I wanted to say. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're rating every team. So if you're a Toronto fan, you want to talk Toronto, because I just sent it out to the Leafs Nation. We'll talk Toronto, like Mikheyev. What's Mikheyev doing? Apparently he asked for a trade before the season. My guess, but you don't know, because sometimes like you don't get along with the coach, or you don't get along with a player on the team, or just it's Toronto and you're like, I think I'd rather go to Carolina or somewhere where nobody knows who I am for a while. This is a little too stressful for me. I mean, how would it be to be a Maple Leafs fan? Or not fan. I mean, how would it be to be a Maple Leafs fan? I already know I was one at one time when I was when I was young and silly. I was a Leafs fan. But how would it be to be a player for the Maple Leafs? People say, well, a thick skin. I don't think you have to have a thick skin. That's not a good thing, because that's not going to work. Thick skin just means you're pushing out all a feeling and emotion for the purpose of not getting hurt. So there's ways to not get hurt, to not be offended by what people say without having a thick skin. You have to be very confident in your own skills and the team itself, and realize there are people out there that just like to stir the pot. You know, in Toronto, it's everywhere. Media, people, you hear great things, you hear terrible things. You just hear a lot more of it in Toronto. If for hockey, anyways. I mean, do we not hear it? What about, shouldn't this be the same for the Yankees? Or, you know, wouldn't it be, I don't hear it as much from people saying the pressure of playing for the Yankees like I do in Toronto. Correct me if I'm wrong, because, I mean, I'm not a super baseball fan, but I don't hear quite as much about baseball or football for that matter. Huge markets there. I don't hear about the pressure. Whitechell Yankees suck. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Whitechell's in now. Yeah, you're a Jays fan too, I imagine, right, Whitechell? So that would explain that. Just one sec. I'm going to be getting up quite a bit throughout my day here while I'm doing this. That's why one of the reasons why I'm starting early is I have things to do today. I have things I got to take care of while I'm doing it. It's quick, but I'll be getting up and back. But hopefully we can get 5 concurrents here. We can finish off this who's the best centers in the land thing. We have somebody on here now that is being very quiet and not making themselves known. They're all shy, I guess. I'll be right back. I had to open up the window. It's getting warm in here. It's getting warm today. We had a beautiful warm day here in Edmonton. Anyways, yeah, so you know about that Mikhaev, right? Whitechell? Asked to be traded, and they're not granting him his request, which to me, now I don't know if they're not granting his request now or if they're just not going to grant it at all. But in this way, I like Tom Dundon's view on this. Like if somebody were to ask to be traded in Carolina, they'd be gone in like a week. Just like, yeah, of course. He doesn't bemoan them or think. He'll just say, yeah, if you need to be somewhere else, you go right ahead. We don't want anybody here that doesn't want to be here. And I think that's kind of what you have to take. No, he wasn't. But, I mean, the whole team wasn't great in the playoffs. And they're learning as a young team how to be good in the playoffs. But if a guy doesn't want to be there, he doesn't want to be there. Like, I know it's a sticky situation for Toronto because they're so short on depth already. And if they did have to trade Mikhaev, they probably wouldn't have any leverage. I imagine they tried to find, some equal piece for him, but nobody was willing to give all that much up. So, I don't know. What does Mikhaev make? I'm trying to also get... He doesn't make all that much, right? Like maybe $1.5 million or something like that. Yeah, just $1.6 million, and he's going to be a UFA next year. So it's not like he's going to be re-signing with Toronto anyways. So what could they get for $1.6 million? Probably not that much. It just things just keep on getting worse and worse for the Leafs. He wasn't a great player, but he wasn't bad. Like he's definitely good enough to play in your bottom 6. He's getting 1.6. And a draft pick just isn't going to cut it. Like they need to get a player back. And that's probably what the issue is right now. More than likely, they're asking him to come to training camp and see what happens after they figure out, teams figure out which young player is going to take a spot and which one's not, and where we need holes and all that kind of stuff like that. And then maybe the conversation comes back up again. But I'll tell you what, my Edmonton Oilers, I would have been happy with that. Although I don't know if they were too happy with trading anybody with the Edmonton Oilers after what they did in the Hyman situation. But in that case, I don't think you can play favorites. You got a guy that wants out. You got to find a player they can get back. Probably. I personally don't know if Nick Robertson's going to be very successful in the NHL. He's very small. He's not a huge offensive guy. He's got lots of he's very slick. He's got lots of skills, but he's very easy to get knocked down on his ass. I don't know. If you're going to be the size of Nick Robertson and play in the NHL on a regular basis, you got to at least have the skill of Tyler Ennis. And when Tyler Ennis was, yeah, they're going to give him a tryout, I guess. His fancy stats look pretty good, but I'll tell you, if there's one guy that the eye test doesn't match up to the stats, it's Jason Demers. He does not look good to the eye test. He doesn't skate very well. He moves the puck out of the zone well. I'll give him that. He play him on the penalty kill, I guess. But there was another player too. Oh, Stone from Calgary. Apparently, they're going to give him a PTO. Jason Demers and Stone. They're going to give him PTOs and see how that works out for them. I'm going to keep on finishing this off here. He's not bad. I don't know. I think eye test wise, I think I'd take him over Demers, to tell you the honest truth. He's got a big shot. You can play in a pinch. I mean, there's worse options I think you could have than Michael Stone. I would rather have Michael Stone than what's his name? That just signed with Tampa. What's that guy that was in Toronto last year? Bogosian. I'd rather have Stone than Bogosian. I don't know what team's love affair with Bogosian is, but I think he's terrible. It seems like Tampa Bay wants a bad defenseman on their roster all the time. Savard was not playing very good. No. Oh, Eric Goodbranson's. Yeah, I'd rather have Stone than Goodbranson. I'd rather have Bogosian than Goodbranson. Goodbranson really can't do much of anything now at this stage of his career. He never got his legs. He never got enough speed to play. Third overall pick, too. But, I mean, if he does get a hold of you, he can do some damage. But when can he get a hold of you? That's the question. Like, how often is he going to get a hold of you? Not really too often, I find. This probably. All right. Okay, now everybody's gone. Even Whitechell's. You're gone now, Whitechell, are you? Let me know. This might not have been a great idea to do this so early. I'm just going to share this all over the fucking place. Why not? Who's watching now? Are you back again? I'm sharing this around, seeing if I can get enough people in here. Hey, CL, how's it going, buddy? We had Whitechell in for a bit. He left. Hopefully he'll be back soon. I'm sharing this around everywhere. I'm trying to go early, get enough people so we can finish off this grading every team's #1 center thing today. Getting started early doesn't seem to be helping out too much so far, though. But no, there's CL. We got three. We got three, including me. Yeah, I'm trying to send it out to all the. I'm sending it out to everywhere, seeing if anybody can come in. If anybody, it's pretty early. People do that set thing when you get up in the morning, and then like you don't want to do it, but you gotta, and like you go do it anyways because you need to make work. Yeah, people work apparently, so makes it a little tough, I guess. But we'll get them. We'll get the people in here. So you guys don't leave now. We'll talk about whatever you want until it happens. We were talking about Mikhaev and him leaving, and I was thinking like, if you were a player, would you want to live in a place like Toronto? Like, would you want to play in a place like Toronto? Would you want to be where, like, if you were to win, you would be like a god there in Toronto. But until that time, you can be everything in between, pretty much. And, everywhere you go, people know you. Would you want to be like an idol like that? Or would you, like, in all honesty, would you rather play in a place like Columbus or, maybe like Chicago, where I imagine if you're from Chicago and you're like the third line winger for the Chicago Blackhawks, you can probably go anywhere and people don't know who you are. I would imagine. Am I right about that? Like, I don't know, but what about Philadelphia? Say if you are yeah, I don't even know if the pressure would bother me so much. Like, whatever, pressure. I don't, for me personally, I don't think that would bother me so much as just being, you can't, there's so many things you can't do. Like, everything you do and say is like, yeah, I bet you. I mean, there's a good example. Hockey's big, hockey's big enough in New York, but not super big. If you were like, now if you were a Yankee, you couldn't do that, right, CL? Colorado signed Artem Anisimov to a tryout. Yeah, I guess. If that really means much, I don't know. If you were a Yankee, though, you couldn't do that. Like in Philly, if you were Lawton, you could walk around Philly and probably people don't know who you are, right? I don't know because I'm not from Philadelphia. But like if you were a third line center or, maybe Gosh to Spear when he was there or Braun. If you were one of those guys and you were like away from the team and you just went out in Philadelphia, people wouldn't recognize who you are. I don't even know if I would recognize Braun, to tell you the honest truth. Yeah, you can lay low, yeah. Toronto's bigger than Philadelphia, though. But, I mean, you can probably get away with it a bit in Toronto. Yeah. The Boo Birds in Philadelphia, yeah. I think it would be, I think it's, in Toronto, like, you could probably be recognized being a Leaf if you were a third line winger. Not so much, but like a guy like Matthews, what are you doing with the mustache, man? Like, that guy wants to be noticed. If I were a guy like Matthews, I would certainly not have a mustache like that. Like, it's so recognizable. What's going on with my stream? Am I going to lose my stream? Okay, got back. Like, yeah, I think it's just stupid. Like, why would you have something that identifiable? I wouldn't. To be the number one center for the Toronto Maple Leafs and put on a cheesy mustache so everybody can see you everywhere you go. Like, that guy wants attention. Travis Zajak's going back to the Isles. Yeah, that's not really a big secret. Is that come down the wire now? Is that a thing now? For sure. We got 3 concurrents. Woo! Close. We're getting there. Is that a thing now? Edmonton Oilers. But they won't be able to trade Kessel probably until the deadline, and I know he wants to get traded right now. But maybe, like, they're not retaining money. Arizona's broke. So Arizona's broke. So they're not going to retain money, and that's the problem. Until they retain money, he's likely not going anywhere. But I think if he's willing to go anywhere, I think the Edmonton Oilers are a really good possibility there. I'll take a look to see if there's maybe some team out there, because if you get Kessel, you're going to want to be a team that thinks that they can win now, right? Like Vancouver Canucks, but they got to sign two. They got to sign Besser, and they're a mess. They got a mess there. Maybe the Minnesota Wild, since it's only 1 year. If he's willing to go somewhere for 1 year, maybe the Minnesota Wild. That's about the only team I could see. I don't know. What do they got to sign? Do they got to sign anybody? Have they signed everybody this year? Oh, they got to sign Kaprizov. Nah, never mind. It won't be the Minnesota Wild. That's right. I forgot. They got to sign Kaprizov. So I don't see it happening. Yeah, you know what though? I remember they were going to trade, Pittsburgh was going to trade him to Minnesota, and he nixed it. He didn't want to go to his home. He didn't want to go home. For whatever reason, I don't know. I think Bruce Boudreau was the coach at that time. I don't know if it was because he just doesn't want to have that pressure of being at home or what. I don't know. But if you remember correctly, they were going to trade him to Minnesota, and I believe it was going to be Zucker coming back. And he nixed the trade. And then they ended up acquiring Zucker later and then trading him to Arizona. So, from what I understand, he asked for a trade and he wants to be traded before the season starts. But I think he's going to have to wait to the deadline or something like that before he gets traded. But if I had to pick a team, I would say the Edmonton Oilers. The Edmonton Oilers, he's got a couple cups. Yeah, you got to put up with his antics in the dressing room there, but he could be a great. He's one of the most underrated passers ever, and he could play with Draisaitl or McDavid. I think can keep up with them pretty darn good. He's not going to play defense, but it doesn't appear like the Oilers want to play defense anyways this year, so he'll fit right in, I guess. The Isles one. I think that's where he's going to end up if he's waiting this long. There's a spot there for him. Lou is just waiting everything out like he normally does, and I think that it makes the most sense that he goes to the Islanders. But yeah, if you remember that, CL, he got traded to Minnesota, and he has a no trade clause, and he nixed the deal. He said he didn't want to go to Minnesota. Minnesota wasn't on his list, and they tried to trade him there anyways and convince him to go home, and he wanted no part of it. So I don't know, maybe he'll change his mind now that he's in Arizona. I think right now, being in Arizona, I'd be pretty open to everything. If I were him, I'd be pretty open to going just about anywhere. Because that's not going to be a fun trip there in Arizona this year, for sure. You're going to be going through the motions every day. Like, that would be so difficult, man. To get up as a veteran and know your team absolutely sucks. Like, horrible. You go into training camp and you watch these guys skate and play together, and you realize, and you're just looking like, where are we going to win a freaking game here? Like, especially a veteran like Kessel who's been on cup-winning teams and stuff like that. I wouldn't doubt. Yeah, Kessel wants to go to Vegas. That makes sense. No, there's no room in Vegas at all. No. He said he wants to go to Vegas. Like, he publicly said where he wants to go. So that would mean that he likes living out in the desert there, but he doesn't want to play for a really bad team. I don't know where the LA Kings, maybe. Maybe the LA Kings. But they got a bunch of young guys like Kupari and Kaliev that I think they want to give a really good shot to before they look to a veteran. So he wants to. He's a poker. Yeah, I forgot he is a poker player. I'd love to play Kessel a game of poker. I said yesterday I was going to go early. I'm trying to finish off. I'm trying to finish off this for this video that we're doing. If I can finish, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the video today though. I'll have to do it on the weekend, but we got to get 5 concurrents. So I thought if I started early, eventually we could get enough people in here that we could do it. But maybe I was wrong. I don't know. Tyler Bozak. I think Boston is going to try to... Hey, Lauren, how you doing? I think Boston is going to try to hold out and see if they can get Hertl at the deadline. I think that's what they're going to likely do. I suppose if Bozak only wants to get league minimum or, something like that, he could fill a role, I guess. But I think they're going to be hard after Hertl. Hertl apparently wants out of San Jose. I think they'll be going hard after Hertl. Oh, yeah? Franchise classics of the Hurricanes. Ooh, we were almost... Oh, we're at 4 concurrents now. Oh, cool. I sent our video to Carolina there, and there's a lot of people not happy in Carolina. There's a lot of people that don't like this goaltending situation, are not happy they let Hamilton go, all that kind of stuff like that in Carolina. Sounds like before they go, what are they going to do to get PK Subban? Even if New Jersey retains half the salary, there's still $4.5 million. Maybe at the deadline, if New Jersey's out of it and they retain half of his salary. I think PK Subban would be great in Toronto, to tell you the honest truth. He's not bothered by media at all. Like, he doesn't get bothered by media or... You can talk negatively to PK Subban, he doesn't even hear you. He'll just tell you about what's going on in his life. Like, before you even finish what you're saying, he'll just tell you how great his life is. Like, the media could try to talk to him all day long and say bad things. He wouldn't even let him finish. So they could talk crap about him, and he doesn't know that anything bad exists in his life. So I think he would work out really good in Toronto, actually. Oh, yeah. Canes Oilers Game 7. The year that the Oilers... That was like the worst year the Oilers could have had. That was the worst if there was ever a time for a team to not make the finals, unless they won the cup, it was that year. Because that year, then they thought they were good after that, and they weren't. They just had Chris Pronger and not much else. Rolison got on a roll, excuse the pun, and Pisani, had a shooting percentage of like 65% or something like that. The team was not that good. It was not good enough to make it to the final. It was pretty much a pure fluke. And then they acted like they were a good team after that when they should have been rebuilding, and it was just a disaster. That was a terrible thing for that to happen. The Oilers versus Stars, yeah. Yeah, they had some young guys, I think, in that. That was when they had Marchand and guys like that. And they ended up losing them all. They had Marchand, Murphy, and Smith or something like that. Yeah, Marchand scored in Game 7 overtime, right? And then they went to poop after that. And then the whole team went to poop after that. It was all downhill from there. They ran out of magic, yeah. They ran out of Rolison, too. Wasn't it that year that Rolison got injured? Yeah, that's a saving grace for Philly. If, for some reason, Carter Hart does struggle again, they do got Fedotov there. Ooh, we're so close to keeping 5 concurrents. You gotta keep it for a long time. He got injured in 2006, yeah. Didn't he get injured again in 2007 or no? Was it not? I can't even remember now. I'm not a historian when it comes to hockey. I leave that to guys like the hockey guy. He's the historian, man. If you want to talk about hockey history. I can remember certain players and all that. From like the specific years, I can't remember them off by heart. The specific years, I probably can't remember any of them, to tell you the honest truth. I think 93 was Montreal. Was it 93 or 96? Or was it both? 96? Was it 96 when Patrick Waugh won a cup for them, basically? Well, he's got to stay. If he doesn't get injured, probably I would say he's going to go to the Hall of Fame eventually. Off the top of my head, I couldn't do it. No. Yeah, 93 was Habs. Oh, 96 was Avs. Okay. That's right. I was right about Patrick Waugh, just the wrong team. 2000s the Devils. I do remember that. 2001. Well, that'll be interesting to see what happens if he comes back early. It could be 2003 Devils. Like I said, I don't know. Or it was two. Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, and I'm probably not going to do that. You could be wrong about any of these, and I would be like, okay. When I did the most underrated player of all time for the Colorado Avalanche, a lot of people said Sandis Ozilnich was the most underrated player for Colorado. Devils won it 2003. Okay. I'm going to guess that 2004 was Detroit again. That was like their last one. Lightning. Oh, 2004 was a Lightning. Two 2007 Ducks. Best. Yeah, you got me. I don't remember either. I guess apparently 2011 was Boston. Eric Gudbranson signs with the Flames on a PTO, or did he actually sign? My gosh. Who else? They got Zadorov and Gudbranson now? "2008 was the Wings. Oh. That's got to be their last one then. Maybe not. I don't know. Chicago and LA for a couple of years. Yeah, Chicago, LA, Chicago, LA. Let me check that out. I imagine it was league minimum. It's got to be league minimum, right? Oh my gosh. He got a 1.95. He almost got $2 million bucks. Eric Goubranson. They're paying Eric Goubranson $2 million. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my gosh. That is ridiculous. That's a huge overpay. Eric Goubranson, $2 million. My gosh. He just keeps on getting paid. He keeps getting paid every year. Elliot Friedman is saying that Pittsburgh Penguins are probably in on Bozak. $2 million for Goodbranson. Only the Calgary Flames, man. Only the Calgary Flames. Like, everybody in the league is snickering right now. Like, everybody's going, what? Are you kidding me? $2 million for Goodbranson. I don't know. That might be just as bad as the $3 million that Gustafsson got from Philadelphia last year. It's got to be right up there. That is terrible. Goodbranson for $2 million. Gotta leave it to Calgary Flames to do something that just blows your mind. The guy can't play anymore, man. He couldn't hold a lineup in Ottawa last year. Like, what is he gonna do in? They'll probably play him every game, 15 minutes a game, as he walks around like he looks like Frankenstein when he plays. Like, I will get you. Oh shoot! It went in the net. I tried. No, he just stands there in front of the net and just hopes he can grab somebody. Just it's horrible defenseman. It's like he's just like he's like Frankenstein that was chasing a fly around his living room all day. Just, come off the ice, Goodbranson. But I wanna, okay. You guys terrible. $2 million. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. They have both Zadorov and Goodbranson on Calgary Flames now. For Zadorov's getting paid put them both on the ice at the same time, and the puck will never leave the zone, their own zone. They'll never leave their own zone. Zadorov is great at removing the puck off the stick of the opposition. He's a good hitter. If he catches you, it's a big hit, but he cannot get the puck out of the zone. Oh, yeah. With all those picks, I think they're going to build that team up pretty fast. We'll see who Arizona picks in these drafts. I don't know how their draft and development's going to go, but yeah. Yeah. Calgary Flames always do something to make you laugh, that's for sure. from the Lucic trade to trading for Zadorov for, I don't know, what did they give again? Wasn't it like this two? I don't even. Are you talking about Arizona? Uh, I mean, they did get Chikrin. I don't know if they're scouting. Is their scouting not bad? What did they really do to not? How did they really not hit on their? Well, they have no identity. They're building an identity now. Armstrong will build an identity. St. Louis seemed to draft okay. They they're late. They drafted mostly late, so in the first round, and they do have guys on their roster that are playing, which late in the first round is not the easiest thing to do. Uh, so I don't know if he brought over some scouts from St. Louis that he knows or something like that to try to change things around there. But I think Armstrong will get it figured out there in Arizona. I like what he's doing so far. So I'm gonna get another coffee here this week. All right, sorry about that. I was out of coffee altogether there. What was I going to say? Shoot, oh yeah, by the way, if you want, when I got to change things up a little bit, if I get up to 1,000 followers, when I get up to 1,000 followers, I can start sending messages to everybody, telling them when I'm going to be on and all that kind of stuff like that. So if you have family members or whatever, just steal their phones and get them to sub to me. Get me up to 1,000. I just need to get up to 1,000. I can do way more on here. I can start. I don't know why you got to wait till 1,000, but apparently you got to wait till 1,000. Then I can start a group where you can become a member and all that kind of stuff like that. And I can do members only stuff and all that. But you got to have 1,000 followers before you can do that. So if you have family members, cousins or whatever, just say, can I see your phone? And look up Pearl of Wisdom sub and say, don't change that. I'm trying to help a buddy out. I think you can. Is it, as long as it's only been injury problems? Oh, look at that. Hajin is in. Sweet. I think Giroux will be back. I think they'll work out something for him. Unless Giroux decides he wants a change, but I find that hard to believe. Never know. He might want to go to Montreal. He might want to go home to Montreal for a bit. You never know, I guess, but I find that hard to believe. I think he'll be back. I think Giroux wants to retire a Flyer. That's my gut feeling. I don't talk to Giroux. He doesn't. Yeah, well, usually if they say contract talks will wait till after the season, that usually means that they're not too worried about it. Like they'll get something hammered out. They're not worried about whether Giroux's gonna sign or not, I would think. But I can't see. Who knows though? If he wants to go to Montreal, then that's about I agree with people that have mentioned it before, that if it was not going to be Philly, I think it would likely be Montreal. That would give Philly some caps room to move with or whatever. I don't think it would be a terrible thing if they lost Giroux. I don't think it would crush the Philadelphia Flyers or anything like that. It's just as long as they handle it correctly. He is a legend. And you have to treat your legends with respect, or the players won't give you respect in return. So Bergeron is staying in Boston for sure. I would bet tons of money on that. I don't think Bergeron's going anywhere. We're at 4 concurrents, pretty close. Woo! See if we can get up to 5 here and start doing our thing. Bergeron for sure is staying in Boston. I would be flabbergasted if I just like using that word. Whoa, 6 concurrents. Okay. Whoever's in here, stay in here now. We're going to start grading, giving percentages for all the centers in the league. Now, here's the rules. The rule is we have to have at least 5 numbers for every team in order for it to count, that we can do an average for that. Where's Mercer, by the way? Mercer's not here again today. Michael Stone signs with the Flames again. That would make sense. He probably has a better shot in the lineup on the Flames roster than the Oilers roster. And he doesn't have to go anywhere. We are up to 6 now, yes. Flames signed Gabranson and Stone. Stones on a 1 year, 750K. So, okay, we can do her. That's 6 concurrents for quite a while. So we have 6 concurrents. Now, we're going to do our next one. We have to have at least 5 numbers. Now, if you're new here, and you don't know, what we do is we're giving a percentage for every center, number 1 center. We're rating the number 1 centers from 1 to 100. You can work it as a percentage, or you can work it as whatever you want to call it. It's a grade from 1 to 100. So you take a number from 1 to 100, and that will be the, and then we'll average it out, and we'll give them a score, and then I do a video on it, which is our video that we all did together. You see what I mean? Oh, we had 4 numbers. Oh, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 1 more for Kopitar. So who wasn't in yesterday, or who didn't give a number for LA yesterday? Thanks for reminding me. Who didn't give a number for LA yesterday? That I didn't write down everybody's name for LA. I was too busy. I forgot. Okay, CL. So LA, we're talking Kopitar. What grade would you give Kopitar? We got another new person in here. The new person, as CL's waiting to see what his grade's going to be for Kopitar. We are grading every team's number 1 centers from 1 to 100. As you can see, CL just did 83. And so if you're new and you want to give LA a grade, do so right now, although we have enough grades. And there has to be at least 5 numbers for it to count for each team. So Kopitar is 83. All right. Do you remember? Do you have the numbers from yesterday, Hajin? Because you were doing the averaging. Oh, Lauren has 80. You were out yesterday, Lauren? Okay, Lauren has 80. So if you don't have it, Hajin, we had 92. 82, 94. All right, you can give us a quick grade for Kopitar Hockey News Reports if you want. Or you can wait till the next guy, because we got a lot of grades here for Kopitar. 86. So, Hajin, did you have them written down from yesterday, or do you need me to give them out to you again? We're just waiting for Hajin now. And so the next one, I believe, will be Montreal, will it? Yeah, we talked about the signings. I laughed at Goodbranson one. That was funny. 86 average for Kopitar. And then at the end of this, and I don't know if we'll get to it today, we'll put them in order, top 32. I think we should get to it today. As long as we can keep our concurrent viewers in here and build it. Yeah, Bozak to the Pens is looking like a possibility. Yeah. All right, Montreal is next, I do believe, right? Who's my alphabet my alphabet expert here today. Who's the alphabet expert? I believe it's Montreal. Who is next? Eric Gustafson will sign with the Leafs. Yeah, that makes sense. I think he should sign with Edmonton. They need more guys that can't play defense. Oh, Minnesota's next. See, that's why I have a Wild. So that would be Eriksson Ek, right? That'll be interesting. What do you guys give Eriksson Ek as a number one center? I mean, is he really a true number one center? Put in your numbers for Eriksson Ek, everybody. If you're new to the stream, we're giving grades to Ek 80. Lauren is giving him 80. Wow. Hajin is giving him 40. Weichel 76. Wow, I mean, I like Ek, but is he a real number one center? CL 74. I am really surprised he's getting these kind of numbers. And I'll put mine in here. $62. I don't know if he's a true, real number one center. I could be wrong about that. I'd have to really think about it. But, I mean, he is a good two-way guy. He's still young, but put up some decent numbers. He's not a number one center, though, is he, really? But, I mean, there's a lot of guys that we've been grading that I wouldn't necessarily call a number one center either. I think he's better than Roslovic, though. Is he? 66 average. $66 AV. Now it's got to be Montreal. Eric Gustafson doesn't make any team better, no. Now on the power play, maybe that's it. Now it's got to be Montreal. It's Montreal. Suzuki gets a 68. Wow. 68 from Hajin. Oh, I gotta put Montreal. They gotta be up there. Yeah, the Montreal Canadiens don't have any cap space either, eh? It's a tough one because he's 22. He put up 41 points. He's probably going to have a better year this year. Suzuki, okay, we got 68, 75. I have a real tough one here because I like Suzuki a lot. I definitely think he's more of a number one than You guys, I think he's more of a number one than what did Lauren give? 85. Okay, right, because Lauren did put him better than Eck, which makes sense. I have to give him a better score than Eck for sure. Did somebody give 80? No. He's really tough for me. No, I'm going to go with what I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be an 80. I think he's actually probably going to be more than that, but I'm talking about this year. I think he's going to be almost a point a game center. Maybe I should even have him higher, actually. But we got 68, 75, 79, 85, and 80. And it looks like that's all we got in here right now. I think I'm going to put it on TikTok, see if we can get any more people on there too. $77 average for Suzuki. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, 77 average for Suzuki. It's got to be Nashville now, right? Oh, this is going to be quite the score, I imagine. Nashville Predators. It is Nashville, right? And that's coming up next. If you're new here, what we're doing is we're giving a grade from 1 to 100 for every team's top number one center. Then we're averaging them out to give them a full score. And at the end of it, we'll rank them from 1 to 32 for number one centers in the NHL. And then I'll do a video on it, and you guys will be able to watch our video. That'll be our video. It's Nashville, right? Somebody give me a yes on that. If it is, it's going to be Johansson. It's got to be Nashville. Who else could it be? LMN, yeah, Nashville. Johansson number in opposite 29? You mean minus 29? What does that mean? So if you're new here, I see we got a couple people on TikTok and another new person in here. We're rating everybody's number one centers from 1 to 100. You just put a number down there. You can just listen if you want. But the rating isn't official until we get at least 5 numbers for every single player. And we're on the Nashville Predators now for Johansson. CL is giving him a 68. Wow. 20 for... Okay, I see. You're giving him a 29, Lauren. I give him a 35. Weichel gives him a 9. Oh my gosh. That is like super low. I think he's a pretty good two-way guy. Like, he's not a number one center for sure. I don't know. I might be a little high on that. There's something I like about Johansson. I don't know what it is. Offensively, hey, Pittsburgh Penguins fan in here. We're rating every team's number one center. Pittsburgh's going to be soon coming up soon, so you might want to watch. And you can put it down there too in the comment section. Tell me what do you rate each team's number one center from 1 to 100. So far, we have 6. We're doing Nashville, and it's Johansson. I always forget to write it in there. And we have 5 numbers here, but is anybody else going to go in? We got some more people, concurrent viewers here, and TikTok as well. Crosby is going to be a very interesting one. He's going to be a very interesting one, that's for sure. It looks like we got 5 in for Johansson. Oh, 32 average. Yeah, he's going to be down in the bottom of the league there for sure. For sure. So what's next? We got to be in the P's now, right? Got to be in the P's now. No, what are we missing? LMN. Oh, what am I talking about? Right. You got all the ends. We had New York. Freaking, you think I didn't know I had never played hockey here. New Jersey Devils are next. Wow. Okay, that should be a very interesting one too. For sure. Hughes. Or no, are you going to go? Or wait a second. Isn't Hughes yet? Hughes has not taken that spot yet. Hischier has got to be the guy, right? What do you guys figure? It's Hischier or Hughes as the number one center there in New Jersey. I don't think he's taken the number one yet, has he? What do you guys figure? It's Hischier? It's got to be Hischier. Nico. It's got to be Nico. He may be their guy this year, but he hasn't wrestled it away from Nico, I don't think. Yeah, I think he's still got to give it to Nico for now. 60 for Nico. I think if you ask the people in the room who their number one center is, they would all say Nico Hischier. For sure, I think they would all say Nico Hischier is their number one center. I gotta remember to add them up on my freaking... New Jersey Devils. He's their captain. Geez, he had a bad year last year. He's never put up great numbers. But he hasn't had much to play with either. $60. 70, 75. You would have given Hughes an 80, really? I love Hughes, don't get me wrong, but we'll see when we post this on the New Jersey if they say Nico Hischier is their #1 center. That would be, it's going to be, I think that's a bit of a debate for sure. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 60. Oh, 65 for CL. And I'm going to give him 62. So we're all pretty much in the same boat there. We're doing we're grading every team's #1 centers on TikTok if you guys want to be part of it, from 1 to 100 for every team's #1 center. Okay, let me look at this for a second, okay, before we take off here. Jack Hughes had 31 points last year. He was the better player last year. But Nico Hischier was hurt. 21 points the year before. It's really close. It's kind of a coin flip. .66 average. I mean, you could make a case for both, I guess. So yeah, we are rating every team's #1 centers. We're on the New York Rangers now, and at the end of this, we're going to put them all from 1 to 32. So now it's got to be the New York Islanders, right? Now Barzal. I'll tell you this right now. The a lot of Islanders fans are not big on Barzal. Eugene gives 75. We're ranking Barzal right now from 1 to 100, whoever just came into the live, so you know, and you can put in your percentage. CL, 86. Lauren, 85. Hey, we have a new guy. Attilo Granada. Woo! Welcome to the live, my friend. Nice. 80. Giving him an 80. Everybody give big hype to Attilio. Yay. We love new people here. We love everybody here, but especially love new people when they come in. Makes it more fun. Oh, you're usually on TikTok. Okay. I'm glad you saw it. Did you sub yourself up and everything so you can get in here all the time? I hope so. Or were you already subbed up maybe? So I got to put mine in. Sweet. Okay. So you got Larkin at that. Where am I going to put Kopitar? We got 86. I keep on forgetting to say to circle what my score was. Okay, what did I put in for Dallas? 62. I'm going to put in an 82. 82. Now what did, okay, 80. We're waiting for one more person because we should have 6 in for this one.
You probably have to do it.
We should have 6 in because we got 6 people in the chat.
No.
So
No.
who's missing one?
What? That's controlling.
Okay, 82 average. Wow, right on my score. All right, so we have now the New York Rangers. I know that one for sure. Whenever it's the Islanders, the next one is always the Rangers, and that's going to be Zibanejad. So we should see some fairly high scores here. Is Zibanejad better than Barzal? Barzal has never scored 40 goals. What has Barzal done? He did have a point a game, though, didn't he? At one time? Last year he had 45 points. If he had more creative players to play with, though. He's never had a point-a-game season. Oh, yeah, he did. 2017-18 when Tavares was still there. New York Rangers. Sorry, I'll get back to the live here. Yeah, but Zibanejad had a bad start last year. Weichel gives him a 90 for Zibanejad. Did you give Zibanejad an 85, Attilio? Was that for Zibanejad or was that for Barzal? Yeah, Mercer, I started early today. You weren't there yesterday. I started early on purpose. Okay, 85 for Zibanejad. Weichel gave 90. Ooh, 72 for Zip, but or for his Gene, but you've been low on all of them, so you're the low man. Okay, I got you, buddy. Mercer, we're doing Zibanejad now for the New York Rangers. Zibanejad, we're rating every team's #1 center from 1 to 100. CL got 84. I gave Barzal an 82. '83. I gave him an 85. I think that's everybody now. Hopefully we lost. Average is 83 for Zibanejad. Just a little bit better than Barzal. New York. So the Rangers now. New Jersey, New York, New York Rangers. Are we on to the P's now? You want to do it now, Mercer? You want to give Hygiene a break? No, Ottawa's, right. Thank you very much. See, I'm terrible at the alphabet. I'm glad I have my alphabet experts here because I'd be lost. I'm good at a lot of things. Like, I'm killer. I'm killer at, like, mid-century history, but alphabet, not so much. Okay, Mercer's going to take over now. You can put the pen down, get your stretches going there, Hygiene. Make sure you stretch out because I don't want you to cramp up later. And then you'll be good. So Ottawa is next. Number one center for Ottawa is Norris. The number one center for Ottawa is Norris. Right? Norris. So what do you give a kid like Norris? That's an interesting one. Norris is the number one for sure. If you ask them in Ottawa who their number one center is, it would for sure be Norris, no doubt about it. Mercer, 70. CL, 61. 68. And 60. I gave it 65. Oh, Lauren gave 62. Lauren gives 60. Wow, we got a lot of people in here now. Must be coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So that should be our average, Mercer, if you want to do it up. We don't have anybody on TikTok as of right now. Then if it was Chuck Norris, yeah, of course. Chuck Norris would have his own league. If Chuck Norris would have his own league. And Chuck Norris would just play against Chuck Norris all the time. And Chuck Norris would win every time. .61 average. Now we're into the ends. Now we're into the P's, I mean. I know there's no more O's, that's for sure. We got to be into the P's now. So that would be Philly. CL has got to be here, right? He's probably going to give like we know who Couturier is and number one center for the Philadelphia Flyers. Couturier. Wow, this CL 91. Wow. He's a Selke Trophy winner and a pointed gamer. You can't deny that. Sean Couturier. He's from Phoenix? I didn't know he was from Arizona. Look at that. You learn something every day. I mean, this is a guy that had 443 points in 692 games. He did not get a point a game. I lied. Sorry. But 75, 76 points. He's a 70 to 80 point player, and he won a Selke. So what are we giving him? Lauren 90. Mercer's given an 82. You got CL 91. Oh, 85 for Attilo. Is it Attilo? Is that how you say it? 85. And I have 89. You prefer Zibanejad slightly over Couturier. Okay. I don't know. I think I'd take Couturier. I like Selke guys. In Zibanejad, he had like the 140 goal year, but overall he's been sort of inconsistent. 87 average. Where does that put him so far? That put him 4 points higher than Zib. Better than Barzal. Okay, you guys would take Couturier over Barzal. You would take Couturier over Suzuki. You would take Couturier over Kopitar. Now, he is younger. McDavid got 100. We didn't finish that. We need 2 more for that if you guys want to put him in for that. But he got 99, but it's pretty much 100. His average is that what his number is too? 87? That's pretty funny. What else should we give him better? Couturier is better than Taves. Is better than Aho. Is better than Lindholm. Couturier is slightly better than Eichel. Okay, next. Pittsburgh, right? Wow. I beg to differ, yeah. But that's where we have it. Penguins. Crosby, of course. $95. When you win Selkies, you get a lot of boost. No doubt about it. You can say what you want. Eichel never won a Selkie. Crosby, 97. 93 for Hajin. I don't know. Is that high enough? Question is, okay, what do we got? We got David. Oh, CL is painfully putting up a 93 right now. I gotta remember to do this. Right. $95 for Mercer. Oh, I didn't put any. We didn't get all our numbers in yet, Mercer. You got to have at least 5 numbers. I forgot to tell you that. So we got Lauren 95, 97, 93, Mercer 96. I like that 96. So I got 96 as well. It's not final until 5 numbers are in. So while we're doing this, oh, I didn't get the 6 numbers. What 6 did I get? Okay, whatever. So it's an average of 95. Okay, let's look at what Crosby is better than. Crosby's better than Barkov. I don't think we had too many 95s. Crosby's better than McKinnon. Yeah. Yeah, well, back in his prime, I don't, yeah. Back in his prime, he was pretty incredible. Okay, well, we got, what's next? Elemental P, Q, R. What seems next? I don't know my alphabet. S. We're in the S now, right? There's no other P's. So it should be San Jose Sharks, I believe. Sharks. Couture. Interesting, Couture. Man, how much better would he be if he was on a better team, though, really? San Jose Sharks. Logan Couture. Logan Couture over his career has had 577 points in 768 games. He has never truly, he probably isn't really a number one center, right? Like he's just on the borderline of a number one center. Wow. Look at the scores, high scores for Couture. $87 for CL. CL just likes the tough guys. 68 and $79. I'll put 79 in. You can probably do the average now. $79 average, okay. Seattle, uh-oh. Yeah, this could kind of be ugly. I believe it's Wenberg. Oh, I guess you'd have to go Gord, right? Gord. Gord would be the number one center, even though he's injured. That's right. Wenberg is the second line center when Gord comes back from injury. This is a tough one because, I mean, he's been buried in Tampa Bay. Injured, Yanni Gord. What did he get in Tampa Bay for points? He's played 30, 48. Yeah, like he had one good year. He got big money, and then they kind of buried him. I think he's probably, I can't put him as good as Couture. What did I give? No. Interesting. I'll see what you guys give him. A 9? Oh my gosh. A 9. 57 for Attilio. Mercer 67. CL 70. Did we lose no, we didn't lose Lauren, did we? I haven't seen Lauren. What do I give for him? That's a tough one. Still, is Lawrence still out there? He hasn't given his yet. Lauren left us for a bit. Should tell us when if you're gonna leave, say I gotta go. It's a good idea that we're not waiting for you. Oh, for who? For okay, save that, Mercer. For Gord. You're gonna give Gord 75. That'll raise it up a little bit there, Mercer. We're rating every team's in the NHL's #1 centers from 1 to 100. If you want to be part of it, you can tell me in the comment section there. Give me something in the comment section. We just finished Seattle, and we're going to be doing St. Louis, I believe, after this. Or you can come over to My NHL Pearls of Wisdom, sub yourself up on YouTube, and join us here as well. So does that improve the average up a little bit, Mercer? $56. So that should be St. Louis next, right? St. Louis. O'Reilly. No disputing that, is there? O'Reilly. Another Selke Trophy winner, a little bit older than Couturier. 85. What did Couturier get? Okay. CL 86. Same as Couturier. Mercer 79. What did I give Couturier? I go 85. Oh, we got somebody watching on TikTok, but he's not participating. But thank you for he or she. I don't know. Sorry, I can't tell by your logo. Looks like more of a male logo. Thanks for participating, though. Or at least watching. That's good. Thank you very much. Same as Couturier. I think I gave the same as Couturier as well. Selke Trophy winner. Yeah, Couturier is younger, but uh-oh. Hajin, you're back on the average thing if you're in. 83. So O'Reilly got less than Couturier. O'Reilly and Zibanejad have the same score. O'Reilly's better than Barzal. And O'Reilly's as good as Aho. All right, good. Okay. We gotta get some people back in here because our concurrence just slipped. Might be difficult for us to get to our 5 scores in minimum now for the next little while. But now we should be on the T's now. We're on to Tampa now. Well, that one should be really easy. Oh, maybe not so easy. It should be interesting. It's Tampa now, right? Tampa next. So point. All right, if somebody can write down Lauren's list. That would be great. Point gets 89. Just under the 90. CL 92 for point. So close. Everybody's bailing on us out. 3:30 Eastern. It's a good thing I started early. We got 89 and 92 so far. All right, so we're on Tampa, so let's talk some Tampa until some more people come in. Burning questions for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Is there any doubt that Tampa Bay wins that division? Do you guys think that there's any doubt that they may not win that division? A lot of talk about McDonough being traded. Somebody just came in. We're waiting for scores from 1 to 100 for. That's what I should do in my videos, not percentage, scores. That's what I'll do. Oh, that was percentage of chance. So this will be scores from 1 to 100. We're putting Point as the number 1 center, not Stamkos. Stamkos plays mostly the wing now. Good point, but Matthews 90, Peterson 90. Oh, we're getting into some big ones. I should be able to remember that. Either them or the Panthers, yeah. Lots of doubt, really. Yeah, that's the thing. They could be tired for sure. That is definitely a possibility. Fatigue. What team are we doing now? We are doing Tampa Bay and Point. We didn't get one for Lauren because he gave a score for Stamkos, and we believe that Point is the #1 center in Tampa now, not Stamkos. So we didn't even get one for him. We got two, 89 and 92. Where the heck do I put Point? Do I think Point is as good as Barkov? Tough. Yeah, so we need two more because I'm going to put mine in right now. 89, 90. I give him a 90. They got to be a tired team, especially going into the playoffs this year with the short time off and everything like that. 85 for, okay, we got 85, 90, and Whitechel when you put yours in. See you later, Lauren. Thanks for coming in, buddy. When you put yours in, Tampa becomes official. $91. Okay. It's now official. We can do our average. Jean? The Tampa Bay, yeah. Oh, Jean put his in, 89. I thought you put yours in already. You didn't? Okay. Okay, so what do we got for an average there? Seattle? What the heck? What am I? Oh, I didn't put St. Louis in yet. Braden Point. What is? Now Matthews. Wow. Okay. I want to see Braden Point. Braden Point gets like super high, but he really hasn't put up a lot of great points. He had one great year, 92 points in 79 games, and then he had a point a game. Yeah. It's pretty darn good, I guess. Toronto. Matthews. Okay. Points average was 89. Okay. '89 from CL. CL believes that Couturier is a better center than Matthews. 84. Are you serious with this? Lauren has 90. No doubt, Couturier is a better center than Matthews. I might even be low there. Just wait a second. I think Matthews is the second best center in the league. So I gave 90. I got to get. Scratch mine. I'm going higher. That's mine. 97. Underrated defensively. I don't understand why he gets shit on so bad. He had an injured wrist. Weichel 79. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? He's not overrated at all. Best shot in the NHL. One of the best two-way centers in the league. I know that Toronto overhypes their players, but they're bang on with Matthews. Matthews, I love McDavid. I think McDavid is the best player in the league, no doubt about it. But Matthews is better defensively than McDavid. The guy's going to be a 60-goal scorer. I'm sure he's going to score 60 goals. I don't get it. Marner is that good? Is Marner that good, or is Matthews making Marner look good? 88. Okay, let's look at this. Matthews is not as good as Point. I'm going to get absolutely raked over the coals. You guys all got to be part. Okay, when I post this on, I want lots of comments on this video when I do this video. Okay. So he didn't play well in the playoffs. He made the playoffs. Didn't he get wrist surgery this year? And he still got all the goals he got. I don't know what you're talking about. That okay? We disagree. That's the whole point. We can disagree. I just really disagree. Who's he not better than? We got 88. He's just barely better than Couturier. McDavid, of course, yes. McKinnon is, so we got McKinnon as the second best center in the league so far. I totally disagree with you. He's a great defensive center. He's a great power forward. He's an underrated passer. I think he's a fantastic center in the league. Number one center. I think he's the second best center in the league. So, next would be .88 average. It's got to be Vancouver now, right? This is going to be an interesting debate when I do this video. Very interesting indeed. Now that I've did this, I don't even know if I can, Peterson, do this video. Like, I got to give this video some thought. I got to give this one some justice here, because this is going to be a video that 70 for Peterson? 70. Wow. Yeah. I got Peterson as a 94. Oh, he'll be way more than that. I got him as a 94. Are you kidding me? His shot is almost as good as Matthews. He had a down year last year. The guy's skill is insane. Stylistically speaking, he's the closest thing to Gretzky I've seen. What did Lauren give? 90? Okay, yeah. We need 2 more to make it official. Shoot, what am I doing? There's a freaking tennis is on right now. Freaking my Canadian guy is playing tennis right now. I forgot all about it. What's the score? Okay, Medvedev is broken. All right, so we're talking about Vancouver. We'll keep on talking about Peterson. Let's look at his. I don't think did I put him up? Oh, good. Give me time to. Since we have less people in here at the moment. Vancouver. Peterson still had 21 points in 26 games. He was hurt last year. Before that, he was a point-a-game player at the ripe young age of 20 years old. 20 years old, he was a point-a-game player. The guy is just absolutely sick. I see him as a 100-point guy in a couple of years. Maybe I'm a little high, but I just, for pure skill level alone. Just pure skill level alone, he's just unbelievable. I think he's better than Point. Marginally maybe, but I really think he's a fantastic player all around. He's just incredible. And he's even pretty good defensively. You know, he doesn't get enough credit for that. I might be, maybe I'm a little high, but all right, we need two more. We're so close. What do we got? Vancouver, Washington, and Winnipeg, and everybody leaves on us. Ah, see if I can share this a little more and get more people in here to. What McKinnon has, McKinnon's just got past a couple more rounds. Matthews, I like McKinnon. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna. McKinnon's freaking amazing, but do I think McKinnon would have did the same thing as if he was in Toronto? Probably not. I don't know. There's no depth in Toronto. That's a problem. Matthews has to come back a lot harder in Toronto than McKinnon has to come back. Matthews pretty much has to play defense and forward because their defense blows. Where Colorado has always had good puck moving defensemen, which takes a lot of pressure off their forwards because they don't have to come all the way back past their own blue line to have an outlet pass available for fear of guys like Dermott not getting caught up and not being able to pass the puck up the middle. So I think overall McKinnon's has a more favorable team there to work with. If Matthews was in Colorado, whoa, he'd have a 60-goal season by now, I imagine. What? No, they're not. That's not worse than. The only thing you can make a case that up the middle they're a little suspect, but wingers, no. Kadri is still. Tavares is certainly way better than Kadri, so they got him there. Where's Colorado? I mean, look at Toronto's. Now it's a little different, but what did they have? They had Hyman before. Hyman, Matthews, Marner. We'll find out how good Hyman is on the Oilers. By the way, I think Hyman's points production was definitely escalated quite a bit playing with Marner and Matthews. Is it going to be as good with McDavid and Puljujärvi? I'm not so sure about that, to tell you the honest truth. Colorado's defense is way better. But Colorado's third and fourth lines are way better, too. I'll give Toronto their second line. The second line, but They had Donskoy before. So Burakovsky, Kadri, Donskoy, Nichushkin. Who did they lose up the middle? They lost somebody up the middle too. Whoever just came in, we're waiting for a score for Peterson from Vancouver. We're waiting for 2 scores, actually, to make that official. And we can move on to Winnipeg, to Washington, and then to Winnipeg. No way. Bowen Byram's fantastic. Makar is so underrated defensively. Samuel Girard is underrated defensively. We disagree on a lot of things, Hizri. The team was the best defensive team in the league for a reason. Weichel 93 for Peterson. I had 94. So we're waiting for 1 more, and then we can make it official. We're having a debate now on who the better. What were we thinking? Who is better, Matthews or? Well, I know Weichel. You're gonna crap on Matthews all day until they win in the playoffs. Until they win in the playoffs, Weichel craps on every single player in Toronto. Until they get past the first round, they all suck, right, Weichel? Offense is part of the defense, but I still say they play great defensively when they're in their zone. They play well defensively when they're in their zone. They move the puck out fast. I got no problems with it. I think people get mixed up with defense when it comes to defense. They see a guy, he blocks a lot of shots, but everybody will block. Almost all the players will block shots if the opportunity is for them to do it. The problem with people that block a lot of shots, players that block a lot of shots, is that the reason why they have so many shot blocks is they're in their own end way too much. Yeah, well, what happens in the playoffs with their kids get a little bit nervous in the playoffs. They're very young, so. But they were the best defensive team in the league, and that system and playing good defensively. You can't be bad defensively and be the best defensive team in the league. You can't. I agree with you. They spend way more time in the opposition's end than their own. That's part of defense. And when they're in their own zone, they do well. It's a combination. Yeah, Johnson will help that out a bit, as long as he's healthy. Johnson will help that out a bit. He's back again, as long as we'll see how he does, because he's been injured so much that. There has been talk about them trading Girard, which is too bad because the guy's making like a killer salary. He's making like $5 million a year. But trading out of strength to pick up a number 1 center, because they got some guys. McKinnon's going to get his contract. How long from now? 2023 in a couple of years. I think they're going to want to upgrade Kadri, and Jost isn't the answer there. Makar. They got to sign Makar. Oh, no, they signed him to $9 million. That's right. I forgot about that. That was a beautiful signing. Because Bowen Byram can take Gerard's spot, right? Bowen Byram's a little bigger. He plays solid defense. They could trade Gerard and get a second line center. Darren Dreger leaves TSN. Oh, wow. That's interesting. What? How come it doesn't come up on? How come it doesn't come up as news? What did he just tweet that out? Where did you hear that? Is that on Twitter? Did he tweet that or what? Eichel's in the news. Eichel is. Here's a good tweet. We want Eichel. We want Eichel. Branson emerges from behind the curtain. Boo! Darren Dutchyshen. Oh, Dutchyshen. Okay, that makes sense. He never really got a prominent role there. He was always doing soccer and stuff like that. He's from Edmonton here, right? Oh, could you get a more Canadian statement than that? He's from Edmonton here, eh? Daryl Sutter. Like on Twitter, they keep on saying that they got good Branson, so that's playing Sutter hockey. No, it isn't actually. Sutter hockey. Oh, good. Mercer's back. We need one more for Vancouver. So we can get out of the Vancouver mire. We got 4 for Peterson. We need one more for Peterson. $80. Wow. That is. We were all over the place on Peterson. $70. I think Hajin gave $70. I gave $94. I was a high man. $90. $93 for Weichel. And $90 was from Lorne. and that's an 85 average. So Matthews is better. Point is better than Peterson. Who's better than Peterson? Couturier is better than Peterson. Kopitar. Eichel. Barely. And Bergeron is as good as Peterson. Well, now we are on to the Washington Capitals, and I guess that would be Backstrom, right? Can't put Kuznetsov in there, really. I don't think. It's hard to believe Backstrom's still only 33. I mean, he's not that old. He potted, like, he gets 54, 71 points. He's pretty much a 70-point guy now. But he got a point a game last year after Kuznetsov was let go. Yeah, it's cool. This is why we do this. Everybody has a different opinion, a different way of looking at things. Nobody's wrong about whatever score you give, except for the people that disagree with me. But besides that, nobody's wrong. Backstrom 80, 81. See, 87 for CL. Oh, what do I give Backstrom? $87. Oh, okay, I'll put mine in here. It's going to be interesting to see what he's... I mean, he put up a point a game last year. I wonder, before that, he wasn't putting a point up a game, but they were using Kuznetsov as the number one. Now, when he's the number one guy again, he's putting up a point a game again. Like, I think we kind of I think I underestimate Backstrom quite a bit. I think I do. We just need one more now. What's the lowest score recorded so far? We haven't got 5 yet. Oh, Lauren has 80. Okay, I guess. Lauren has 80, so that makes it an average of 82. Oh, Darren Detition has cancer. Oh, no. Darren Detition used to smoke cigarettes, too. He used to go to a, I don't know, I doubt he still does, but he used to go to a pool hall. He used to play a lot of pool not too far from my house, and he used to be really good. He was a really good pool player, actually. And he smoked cigarettes, but I do believe he quit when he went to. That's terrible to hear. Wow, not a fun way to go. That. What's the lowest score? Combined score, the lowest combined score, Mercer? I believe that was Schmaltz. Schmaltz got, how could that be? 2022. Schmaltz got 18. Schmaltz is the worst player. Getzlaff's right in the bottom of the league, too. Yeah. The Vegas Golden Knights. And that, wow, they'll be in the bottom of the league here, too. Got to pull Vegas up. Chandler Stevenson, I believe that's who you have to put as a number one center. He's definitely not a number one center, but he does pretty well up there. This should be interesting. 23. 23. Mercer 30. What? 83? What are you talking about? Whitechel. 83 for Chandler Stevenson. So that would mean that he's as good as Ryan O'Reilly. And Zibanejad. Lauren had 80? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Lauren had 80. I did not even notice that Lauren had 80. I got 29. This has got to be the biggest disparity. I think if I put this out to the Vegas fans, they would have like probably like they're pissed that they didn't get a number one center this year. I've talked to a lot of guys from there, and they're pissed that they didn't get a number one center. $49 average for Vegas. We got one more to do, and then we will. Yeah. Chandler Stevenson, like, I don't know. I don't think he's a number two center on most teams. But he got a 49, so he's not the worst. And the Jets, the Winnipeg Jets, to finish it off is right. Shifley. Wow, this is an interesting one to finish off with. Shifley, 79. I know what I'm giving them the same. I'll let you guys go. Mercer, 77. Let me look at. Where are you? Winnipeg Jets. If you include his contract, he's like way higher. He's a point a game. Yeah, I got to give him higher than that. He's a great defensive center. He gets lost in Winnipeg. I think people don't give him enough credit. Yeah, he does. He doesn't average a point per game, but he had over a point per game last year. He had 63 points in 56 games. His career is not a point a game, but we gave like O'Reilly 83 average or something like that. 83 average for O'Reilly, who isn't a point a game guy. It's actually really not fair. He hasn't got a Selke yet. He's one of the better defensive centers in the league. One of the best, for sure. I think he gets screwed because he's in Winnipeg. Everybody forgets about Winnipeg. Who are we missing? I got Lauren had 85. No, we didn't miss Washington. You missed Washington. We did Washington. Just waiting for Weichel. Or did you put one in and I didn't notice? Yeah, it should have been Vancouver. QS2BW. It should have been Vancouver, Vegas, Washington. You're right. You kind of screwed that up, but that's okay. 79. That looks like about an average of 80, maybe. $81. Okay. So now, this is going to be the tough part. Putting them down in order of worst to first. This is going to take a while, I think. I may have to do this over the weekend and then post it. Did anybody write down all of them besides me? Let me get another paper. And I'll try to do this while you guys are talking there. So, for sure, McDavid was number one. So you think I should do a video on, first do a video on what the percentages are for everybody. You got to go now? Okay, bud. Thanks for coming in. I'm going to try to rank these. I think I got to just write them all down. McDavid was first with 99. So second, maybe next week we'll do number 2 centers. That'll be interesting. This is going to be tough to do. The number two center in the league is McKinnon. $94 for McKinnon. Do you guys agree with that so far? The number 3 center in the league then, I believe, is Barkov. Where the heck is Matthews? My gosh. Number 3 is Barkov. The number 3 best center in the league is Barkov. Third best center. No, sorry, it's not. It's not. I lied. It's Crosby. Crosby, then Barkov. Crosby, then Barkov. Crosby was 95, 93. So now do we have another 90 anywhere here? Point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Point becomes the 5th best in the league. With 89 points. And that means Matthews at 88 is 6th. Is there anybody else at 88? No. McDavid, McKinnon, Matthews, Point, Crosby. Yeah, I would be pretty close to that. I might put Matthews ahead of McKinnon. McDavid, Matthews, McKinnon. Yeah. Then, okay, so maybe Eichel? Eichel and Kopitar, I believe. No, Couturier. Couturier would be 87. Brett Hall was not a center, no. Brett Hall was too lazy to be a center. Well, I think I'm going to finish this later. You guys got the top 7, so that's good. I'm going to call it early. It's Friday. Next week, my Caroline, my lovely lady, has got a week off. So be watching every morning. I'll set down my times for when I'm going to be on. They're going to be all over the place. I'll tell you that right now, because we got things we got to do and stuff like that. So it's not going to be my normal times next week. Again, go anybody you have for friends, steal their phone, say, I'm going to subscribe to my channel so I can get up to 1,000 subscribers, and I can start like writing you guys on there like Off the Wall Hockey does. So I can start writing you guys and telling you information as it comes in. But I think I'm going to do this over the weekend. And I'll do this video over the weekend. I got to post, I'll post the second half of our percentage video probably tonight, depending on how busy I am. But it'll be over the weekend too sometime. So anyways, I'm going to call it a day. This is going to take a while, so... And I got to get ready to go get... my wife's getting off early today, so I'm going to go pick her up. Thanks for watching, guys, and being here. You guys are awesome. That's my full 42. Okay, bye.